9 years of being gay as fuck.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Shay.
And I'm Erica. We have been together for 4 years, and today we're gonna be talking about my coming out story. We're gonna do a video on Cheyenne's coming out story as well, so stay tuned for that. But today, it's about me and my gay journey. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. We see y'all, we see the data. So 60% of y'all watch our videos and don't subscribe. And honestly, that's some bullshit, so hit that subscribe button. We love having y'all here, so subscribe. So I've been out for about 9 years. So when we talked about wanting to do a coming out video, because people always ask, they're like, what's your advice for coming out? How did you come out? What's your story? It's weird because I really have to like put myself way back.
I have some questions on my phone that I'm gonna ask her to help propel the conversation.
So my ass isn't rambling.
Yeah. Did you always know that you were queer?
No, definitely not. I think a lot of people, their like narrative is, I always knew I was different, or like I've known since I was like a young kid. That was not the case for me at all. I was very boy crazy.
You were insanely boy crazy.
Yeah, everyone says that. People say that to Cheyenne, people say that all the time, and they're like, oh, this bitch, she was like all about it.
I can like visualize the type of guy that you would be obsessing over.
A very like feminine man.
Yes,
like
very
all those
pretty boys.
Pretty boys. I just love pretty boys. And I think it took me a while to realize like, oh, I'm supposed to be feeling something a lot deeper than what I am. I thought we were just like all fangirling about cute boys. I think it's just puberty, right? When I started realizing like, oh, these feelings are supposed to run deeper, and I'm actually throwing those feelings way over here. Like that's not at all what I thought I was into. So yeah, it wasn't like a clear cut, oh, everyone knew, I knew, we all knew forever. Like that really wasn't the case for me at all.
How did you know?
I think representation, honestly. I think that was probably my first step, was seeing what a lesbian was, or seeing like two girls kiss on TV. I remember watching A Shot of Levitila Tequila. I would only watch it when my parents weren't there, which I think is like sketchy red flag #1, because I was doing it like, oh my god, this is bad, I shouldn't be watching this, I shouldn't be so into this, and like little things like that, like Marissa and Alex on the OC, just watching queer content, I felt very pulled in those directions and very invested in like lesbian storylines when I was like, okay. And then just tale as old as time, classic lesbian journey. I had a fat crush on my straight best friend in high school, and that was like the yeah, bad, not good. I think one of the reasons that so many lesbians have that as their little like storyline, their coming out journey and gay awakening, is because this is the closest female that you're, like the female that you're closest to, right? Female friendships can be so intense anyways, that like when one person's feeling the feels, it just feels so heightened. Like, oh, she's sitting on my lap, oh, I'm giving her a piggyback, oh, we're like, what, you know what I mean? It was never anything more than friendship, but that emotional connection was something that I was striving for in a relationship also, you know? So it's like confusing, I guess. Yeah. Because I realized, I think I started getting inklings that I was a lesbian in the 8th grade, and I didn't come out till grade 12. So I sat on those feelings for like 4 years. Yeah, a really long time. I was just really nervous about like how my dance friends, because I was a competitive dancer, so how my dance friends were gonna react. Because you're just like changing openly in front of everybody. And the narrative then, back in like 2008, was like creepy, lesbians, predatory. It just didn't feel as normal as it does now, to me anyways.
It reminds me of those scenes in a movie where like an openly gay person, they're like coming in the change room from gym class, and they're changing, and they're like, ah,
don't look at me, literally. And that's what I was afraid
that kind of vibe. Because like, as being a competitive dancer as well, it is very like, you're nude at all times with these people, essentially. So like, I get where you're like, I don't want you to think that I'm like staring at you, being creepy, or being weird, or have a crush on you.
Or like, I just didn't want any of my relationships to change.
Ooh, this is a good one. How did you come out?
Ooh, the big question. The big question. The first person I ever came out to was my friend Chris. You might know him. Lemon Gives You Life. It's crazy. So I came out to him first because it felt really safe. I had inklings that he was also gay, so I was like, all right, this is a safe space. And it was actually over text.
Oh, it was over text? I didn't know that. I thought it was face-to-face.
No, it was over text. I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends, and we were having a conversation on BBM. And he was like, oh my god, you're so gay. And I responded, and I was like, yeah, actually I am. And that was how was like,
were you shitting
wait,
bricks?
What? Yeah, well, I don't know what came over me. I was with a bunch of people. I was probably with like 10 other people. We were all hanging out, like watching movies, chilling. And as soon as he said that, I was like, this is my opportunity. Because if you've come out, you know that like, for me at least, the worst part was like, how the fuck do I bring this up? I'm gonna sit you down and be like, just so you know, I'm gay. Like, it just never feels natural. So for him to be like, oh my God, you're so gay. And I was like, yes. And then not long after, he came out to me. So it was just this little bond, you know?
Yeah, full circle bond.
Yeah, well, we talk about it all the time because we used to like chill in my car. We'd go on drives. That was like our thing. We'd go on drives and literally just like talk about, okay, describe your dream person head to toe. What color are their eyes? How tall are they? Like, because no one else knew. So I had that person that I could just like put all of this on and vice versa, which I think was like very pivotal in my little journey.
For sure. Oh my God, this is the first time.
Yeah, I never told you.
Why didn't I know this? No.
Yeah, I came out over text to him. That's my first time.
I just had my little like mental image of how that interaction went down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that.
No, I think texting made me feel a little bit braver.
Doesn't it make everyone feel braver? Hence the fucking keyboard warrior.
Yeah, exactly.
Harassing everybody.
Yep, everyone's brave over a screen.
Same vibe, yeah. How did people react when you came out?
I think the general consensus was like, surprised but not shocked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone was like, what? Oh, wait, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, you know? Because I was like, very into Tumblr, very into female celebrities. I think that's where I put a lot of my gayness since I didn't like have a girlfriend or anything like that. It was like Emma Watson, Naya Rivera. Like these were like, I was obsessed with various women in Hollywood and would voice that constantly. Some of y'all still follow me from the Tumblr days. You'll message me and be like, yo, I've been following you since 2009. I'm like, that's a rider, you're amazing.
Do you still use Tumblr?
No. That was my social media platform where I could like,
it's like your little diary.
Be myself, literally. And only to an extent because I had a lot of my friends who would follow me on Tumblr, but I could also connect. That's the only way to connect with gay people back in the day. Like Instagram wasn't a thing, Snapchat, TikTok, like that wasn't a thing. I couldn't go out. So I only knew the people at my high school and these people on Tumblr, some of which like I still will talk to, and I'm like, it's crazy, y'all live in California, you live in Texas, like, and that's just how queer people connected, or at least how I connected with queer people back before I like had any gay friends. So
yeah,
people reacted really positively, and I'm very, very lucky for that.
You are
big
very,
time.
very, very lucky.
Even like my mom, she was that same energy. She was more surprised than probably any of my friends, because obviously she sees me as a dancer. I worked at Hollister, I was a cheerleader, I loved shopping, I loved makeup, like what my mom thought.
Very girly girl.
Yeah. And what my mom saw as like lesbian didn't include any of those things.
She's gonna think that she knows you inside and out.
Exactly.
So when she gets this curveball, like,
exactly.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, who are you? What is this? But she was like amazing about it, obviously. She thought I was like depressed or pregnant. She thought there was like something like
seriously wrong.
Like I was in a crisis because I came out to a couple people, and then I just found that my relationships with the people that I hadn't come out to were really strained. And I felt like I couldn't be my full authentic self because I felt like I was in this weird in-between where some people knew and some people didn't.
Yeah.
And I knew how free it felt for people to know. So I would be around the people who didn't, and I was just very like, ugh, I wanted to like crawl out of my own skin.
You know what's interesting too? I feel like coming from like a different standpoint with this whole situation.
Yeah.
I feel like too, not having social media made it a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people that I've seen have just come out on social media and just been like, put it out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone knows at the same time, and everyone's just like,
okay, guess we're out now. Yeah.
Because you had to tell people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you had text, you had this or whatever, but it wasn't like as big
that's a really good
platform
point.
as it is now.
Such a good point, actually. Yeah, it's so much easier to just like drop a pic with your girlfriend and peace out.
My last question for you is, what advice would you give someone that's coming out?
I would say take your time. I know I took 5 years or 4 years. That's a long time. You don't need to take that long if you don't want to, but like, it's not a race. You don't have to figure yourself out all at once, and you don't actually have to know exactly what you are or like the label to put on yourself at any given time. Let's go. It's just not necessary because I think I spent a lot of time like stressing over what is this, what is my label, who am I, when I could have just let myself breathe a little bit more and put a lot less pressure on myself to figure it all out, because it doesn't really matter.
It's the label that is probably the most stressful thing for people because there's so many things you can be. And I feel like half the time that you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to figure out what label you fit under.
Yeah, it's like, where do I belong?
Not just like how you feel.
Because I was terrified, my biggest fear before coming out was that I was gonna come out and then redact it. Like I was gonna be like, I'm gay, and then meet a girl or like experience things with a woman for the first time and then be like, oh, actually no. That's not, I'm not loving that. Because I'd never been with a girl when I came out, which is really bizarre.
That's
never
true.
Kissed a girl, like I had for like, oh, dares, like whatever, but like never had a girlfriend, never had like a romantic experience with a girl like that, like at all. So I was like waiting for someone to come out for, but you just gotta just come out for you, you know? I think my other piece of advice would be find one person that you trust and tell that person. Because I think it starts a snowball effect. You don't have to think about coming out to everybody all at once. It's just find someone that you trust, that you feel safe with, that you can put it down somewhere so you're not just like bottling it all up. Even if it's just yourself. Like I remember the first time I looked at myself in the mirror and was like, I'm gay, and just bawled my eyes out for like hours. I'm also very dramatic though, so like, I always say that to Shay though. I'm always like, I used to think about this life. I'm literally gonna start crying.
Don't cry. You always say that you are living like your dream life. Don't cry. Baby, don't cry.
No one's crying, I'm not crying, it's fine. Now my nose is gonna be red at the end of this video. I'm very grateful for this life because genuinely, I never thought that this life was possible. This was like, I would sit and think and dream about a life like this, deadass. So, it's crazy. It's crazy, it's crazy. I'm gonna stop now before I start crying again. Well, that's my coming out story. Like we said at the beginning, we're gonna have a video of Shay's coming out story.
It will be very different.
Very different, so stay tuned for that. That's coming soon as well.
It's not much of a story, but...
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Do the damn thing! Do the damn thing! We'll see y'all next time. Bye!